Another week has gone by, so it's time, sadly, to meet some more people who think they're either taking the moral high ground or just acting in a manner which could be considered normal, when they're actually being totally ghastly. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to People Being Awful Part 20, and let's start with even more fallout from the recent US election.
Let me be very, very clear when I say this. If you are an alternative person, punk, goth, however you classify yourself in the alternative community and you support Trump, no, you're fucking not. No, you're not. I have never been the type of person that's like, well, if you don't listen to this music, you're not goth, you're not punk. I'm not that type of person. But if you don't have the same fucking values, the same fucking common sense when it comes to human rights, you're not alternative.
Once again, we have a leftist deciding that she is an authority figure. And that's one of the worst septum piercings I've ever seen. Also, she appears to cut her own hair and shave her own eyebrows. And I should go easy on her because, as we see, her eyes are never facing the same direction at the same time. Old joke, I had to split up with my boz-eyed girlfriend. She always had one eye on somebody else. But why does she get to dictate who is and isn't alternative? In fact, rather than someone who just cuts their hair with a hedge trimmer, like our new friend, wouldn't being a Trump voter who's also alternative be even more alternative? Next up, some very basic biology. Once again, we have a member of the TQ cult absolutely fetishizing the menstrual cycle. I've never met an actual woman who starts dancing when she gets her period, other than those in adverts in the mid-1990s where once a woman gets on the rag, we're meant to believe she puts on all white and goes out rollerblading. Sir, you are not experiencing a period because you do not have, nor will you ever have, a uterus, unless he's got one in a jar under the bed that he stole from one of his victims. If he is bleeding from his undercarriage, I would recommend seeking medical attention rather than dancing on fucking TikTok. Next up, we have another confused man in a dress, a regular on this channel, Buffalo Grill.
Come here. Trans women are more afraid of you in the bathroom than you are of us. We see what is being said about us, that we are supposedly these predators that are going into bathrooms to do unspeakable things to innocent people. Obviously, that's not true, but it doesn't matter because people who don't know any better believe it's true. And that means that every time we step foot in a woman's bathroom, there's fear. Fear that someone will attack us or accuse us of something we didn't do. But why don't we just use the men's room, you say? Well, it's because it's about more than just the bathrooms. This is about the world accepting us for the women that we are. And that's a battle we won't back down from. Not just for us, but for young trans people who are growing up in a world that refuses to accept they exist. So if you see a trans woman in the bathroom, there's no need to freak out. We're just there to pee and scroll on our phones for maybe a little bit too long and then go about our day, just like you.
Yes, women, just like you, because every real woman I know, every time they need to empty their bladder, they have to record a short video in the restroom mirror. The arrogance of the prick, probably the wrong word, saying that we're more scared of you than you are of us, despite the countless cases where women and girls are assaulted and much worse by these cross-dressing perverts in what are meant to be female-only spaces. And encouraging young children to get mutilated, to have irreversible surgeries, is just evil, just so this weirdo can live out his fetish in public. I really do not like that man.
A woman just told me she loves my costume. I'm not wearing one. It's okay though, she followed it up with, and this is like your everyday thing. Thank you.
I don't think that person is being particularly awful. What has happened is he's been hit with a dose of reality because it is just a costume. At best, he's LARPing as a woman. He's pretending to be something that he isn't. I'll give an example. The band I'm in, when we record, we go to a studio that used to be a church. The thing is, though, everyone who sees that studio knows it used to be a church. That's what the trans community fail to understand. But what if you're a woman and you want to pass yourself off as a man?
vomit. Vomit.
You can almost hear the regret in that video. Because I bet the tattooist is already warming up their laser to take it off again, because in 20 years' time, that woman who thinks she's a man will have grey hair and a jet black beard. Now that's rich coming from me, I know, because if you've followed this channel for a while, or my old channel, you'll know that before I play a gig, this magically goes jet black. But that doesn't look like facial hair. It looks like a really crap tattoo. Next up, let's get some medical advice.
I don't know if you are aware of this, but everyone has a prostate. Literally everyone. But again, this is part of that biology you would have learned if you had stuck with it past middle school. I don't know if you are aware of this, but everyone has a prostate. Literally everyone. But again, this is part of that biology you would have learned if you had stuck with it past middle school.
I didn't edit that. She did. She posted her video, getting her point across, and then posted exactly the same thing on a loop. And the arrogance, the condescending manner, the self-righteousness with which she educates us all. If you got past middle school biology, and she's completely fucking wrong. Only males have a prostate. Although if you now Google it, it says men, trans women, and some non-binary people. When it comes to medical matters, can we stop playing let's fucking pretend? It is very simple. If you're a woman, you see a gynecologist. If you're a man, you see a urologist, and if you can't understand that, you need to see a psychologist. One clip left. It's almost Christmas. Words fail me. What was going through that man's head before he recorded that video? Because I'm not an expert on dance, but I don't think that actually qualifies as dancing. I'm guessing what that is, well, a fat transvestite who has either taken some medication that he shouldn't have, or he's accidentally plugged himself into the mains. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as ever, thanks for watching. Another self-promoted authority figure, albeit one with a fucking terrible septum piercing, who appears to cut her own hair with a hedge trimmer. And I'll try again. Here we have another self-appointed authority figure dictating who can and cannot be considered alternative. Now, that's one of the worst septum piercings I've ever seen. I don't know what's going on with her hair. I'm guessing she cuts it herself and she does her own. Fucking bollocks. Yes, women, just like you. I'm sure you love it when you go to empty your bladder and there's a creepy pervert recording himself in the mirror. Never in all my 46 years on God's earth have I thought, I'm going to go for a piss. I need to document this for posterity. Edit that. That individual with her exciting hair made her point and then decided to loop it on and make the same point again. But she's so... bollocks. I didn't edit that. That woman with her outlandish hair made her point and then made it again, but she's so condescending, saying that it's middle school education that everyone has a prostate. But of course, not everyone has a prostate. Only men and boys have prostates. She doesn't. Sorry, I just got a vision of her with her legs apart. I think I'm going to go and be sick.